Hello and welcome to the Gooner Talk. We are live and joined by two brilliant people who've been working with some of the Arsenal boys. I hope you're all well and joining us in our live chat as well. You can have your say in that just by clicking those little tabs and writing your messaging. But I'm very proud to introduce two people who were, as I said already, joined by some of the Arsenal lads yesterday at VeniceBeachFC. First off, it's Tim. How you doing, mate?
Doing well. How are you?
Yeah, very good, mate. And then we've got Dillon with us as well. How you doing, fella?
Good, man. Thanks for having us on.
Good stuff. No problem at all. So let's get straight into things and talk about what went down. I'll let you talk first, Tim, about what Venice Beach FC is. So give me the lowdown, give the viewers, tell me what it is.
Venice Beach FC is a community football club here. We've been around for a couple years and kind of taken our own approach to how we're building a club for our city. Venice was always kind of a clean slate within football because it was primarily bodybuilding, surfing, skating, and a bunch of other ratchetness that you would find on the boardwalk and beach. But we've been trying to grow a football community out here for the last few years, and all the pieces were in place. We just needed a club to kind of organize it. So that's what we've been doing, and it's been a crazy journey so far.
Yeah, it seems I saw pictures on your Instagram playing football with Kylian Mbappe, which is a bit special. How was that?
Yeah. It was surreal. It was incredible. It was one of those things we heard like a few days before that it could happen, but you don't really believe it till you see him in person. But I mean, it was an epic day. The crowd, the whole experience, the environment, just for a local pickup game. Sorry about that.
It's fine. It's LA, mate. What can you do?
Yeah, it was incredible, and to see a lot of our local kids be able to play with one of the top players in the world and score goals off of his tricky passes and whatnot. It was a historic day locally.
Good stuff. So, Dillon, mate, how was your involvement with the club then? What is it that you do?
So Tim and I founded the club 3 years ago. We basically met here playing at the semi-professional level here in Los Angeles on the west side. Tim and I both had careers outside of the United States and kind of washed up here on the beach in Venice. And we continue to see each other along the boardwalk here in Venice and put our heads together, became good friends, and thought about bringing something back from our experiences that we'd had playing and coaching and our experiences growing up playing football in the United States. And slowly but surely and very organically, we started to produce a club and a pickup game particularly that the club is largely built around right now. So it's been a grind from the grassroots level. Tim and I have, been going at it 24/7 nearly for 3 years now, and I think the work is starting to come to fruition in a lot of ways, and people are recognizing the worth of a community soccer club and seeing the power that a neighborhood can have when it comes together, and it puts its kids forward. It doesn't try to find profit out of the game and promoting the game for its youth, but it comes together in the name of the sport itself. And our ethos it's on display every Sunday at our pickup game. It's a really, really diverse, beautiful community that comes together to celebrate this game on the beach.
So, Tim, then how'd you go from what was an epic story there from Dillon to playing with the likes of Callum Chambers and Cole Jenkinson and etc. And given obviously the kids having a fantastic experience, getting nutmegged by Callum Chambers was great. How does that all come about?
Yeah, it was crazy. Arsenal kind of reached out to us a few weeks ago, and we always knew that we wanted to do something with them while they were coming to LA to play Bayern Munich. It's crazy because in the summers here, you see half the Premier League and half the Champions League just kind of cruising the boardwalk because all those players get Airbnbs out in Beverly Hills and then train, party, and just lay low in LA, it seems like, in their off season. So the idea of dragging a few of them to come play in Venice is always in the back of our heads. And Arsenal reached out and wanted to do something special with us, which is cool. It was no brands affiliated. It was just the big club coming down and visiting the the slum dogs by the sea over here. So we worked with a local artist who does a lot of cool murals and put together boardwalk. It was like kind of like a tribute mural to Arsenal playing at our stadium, the Estadio de Dogtown. And we had a couple legends up there, Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry.
Wow.
We had Aubameyang and Leah Williamson from the women's team. So it was pretty incredible. And
for anyone tuned in, that's at gz.jr. Gustavo Jr. He's a fantastic muralist, and he's born and raised in Venice. He's awesome cat.
You'd have to send me some samples and I can tweet them out for you guys. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
So they came out. We finished the mural yesterday, and next thing we know, we have like 6 or 7 players getting off the team bus, and we threw a little block party right here on the boardwalk for them. It was incredible, to see the players kind of interact with the mural. A lot of the current players posing with Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp. We had a lot of our local kids there who had a little juggling competition with them, and then little Panna challenge, which was fun. It was a really cool day, and the whole kind of area neighborhood got behind it and came out to support it. So it was special. And for us, like Dillon's dad played for Arsenal when he was younger. Yeah, Arsenal was my favorite team from the age of 7 onward. So it couldn't be any better than what it was.
That's awesome, mate. I mean, we've got some questions coming in the chat box for you guys. Dillon, Robin S says, who were you guys most impressed with out of the Arsenal guys when you were down there with them?
But Callum was great. He was super charismatic, carried himself really well. He was really cheeky too. Like no one was getting any nutmegs in the Panna challenge, and he was super savvy when one of the players of ours, Kai, he thought it was over. And Callum gave him a high five. He walked away and he nutmegged him on the way out. So he was hilarious. He was a good guy.
These footballers have to win, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. You got to do whatever it takes.
I was impressed with Rob Holding's girlfriend the most, I
think. You got to be honest in these things, mate. You got to be honest.
Let's get it out there.
Next question. Next question that came in from a boozer. He says, "Are the pitches in the US as rock hard as they look?"
US is a big place. Depends on where you go. Where we are, we don't have, we're in urban LA. We don't have too many pitches, and it definitely doesn't get enough rain out here. So we're playing on concrete. But yeah,
or turf. A lot of the MLS teams play on turf, which is not our favorite thing either, especially when it's hot. That turf's like 15 degrees hotter.
Yeah.
But if you can find a grass field, those things are a dime a dozen. So they're very sought after for sure.
Yeah, obviously the last time we spoke to him was during the MLS season, coming towards the end of it, looking at sort of some of the players that would move to the Premier League. Obviously, Miguel Almiron ended up moving to Newcastle, which is obviously he's gone on to show what he's about. And he got linked immediately with some even bigger clubs in Europe straight away from the move. But in terms of the MLS, A.F.C. are doing fantastic at the moment. Talk to me about like how the LA teams are doing, because Galaxy are sort of they're up and down with their season. Ibrahimovic seemingly not getting the support he needs. So what's going on with the LA clubs?
LAFC's, they're building off of a great season last year. There wasn't too much change in the team. You can tell that they've got a little bit more chemistry together, but they're doing incredible from an organizational standpoint with the game day experience through the fans. Everything they've done in the city has been pretty awesome to see. And on the field, you see Carlos Vela. He's putting in an MVP kind of performance so far in the first half of the season. So he's been incredible to watch.
Lee Wynn,
fantastic. Mark Anthony Kay, who was injured last year for a good amount of the year, is doing great and kind of performing as one of the best center mids in the league. So I think LAFC this year is the top dog in the whole league, and they're looking like they're on their way to maybe getting a championship in just their second year. You look at Galaxy, and they're starting to put the pieces together a little bit. The funny thing about the Galaxy though is every year they always kind of suck the first half of the season. Around summertime, they start getting their shit together and make a push for the playoffs. And next thing you know, they're in the championship. So, especially with Ibrahimovic out there, like he's still banging in goals really consistently, and you can't write them off at all.
No. One of the questions that came in back to sort of your insider stuff with the guys yesterday, Dave Michael says, well, did you get sort of any inside news? Because if I was there with the Arsenal boys as an Arsenal fan, I'll be trying to get any sort of inside move as I possibly could, asking, did you hear anything about how the season's going, how their preparations are going, and possible transfer news, anything at all?
Nah, not too much. I mean, I think there's so much speculation. They don't want to add to that. We did get to see Gabriel Martinelli, their new signing, and
we tried talking to him, but he doesn't speak a lick of English yet. He's all Portuguese, but luckily we have one of our local boys who's Brazilian, and so he was translating for him. So I don't know if he got any secrets that we don't know.
I asked Callum Chambers what he thought of him. He said he's a really good player. He might be able to help him right away this season.
Wow.
Really tricky winger, so he looked good in the PANA competition, that's for sure.
Yeah, he did. Great feat.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on him, but no, nothing other than that.
That's positive then. Good stuff. So then let's go through your thoughts for the season then before we let you go. So Dillon, I'll start with you first. How do you see Arsenal sort of stepping up the season? Obviously last year slightly disappointing, missed out on a Europa League final win, and then didn't quite achieve what we wanted to in terms of top four. Do you see, and obviously frustrations with transfers this summer, do you see Arsenal pushing on next season, or do you think it's going to be another struggle to hit that top four?
It can be, you never know with Arsenal. Over the past 10 years, it's, there's always hope at the beginning of the season. There's always hope. So if they can get the chemistry right early on, and I think building off what Lacazette and Aubameyang have up top, if they can continue to be clinical around goal, and the defense stays nice and sharp. We saw Socrates yesterday. He's a beast. He's super strong. So he's definitely all business out there. Yeah. But it's all
Did he smile? Did he smile once when you were there?
He did.
Wow, that's a rare sight. That is.
We cracked him because he was out here last year with Dortmund, actually, or 2 years ago. And we happened to run into him. So we saw you at the hotel 2 years ago at Dortmund, and he cracked a smile, actually.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it's about, being clinical and not caving under the pressure, they have all the pieces in place. It's just about trusting that that's the case. So we'll see, but they definitely have the squad to do it for sure.
So Tim, what do you make of the current links to certain players like Kieran Tierney? I mean, there was a link to Nicolas Pepe being touted with like a £70-odd million move. Like, what do you think with Arsenal's transfer policy? Is it frustrating for you as a fan, obviously, to not see these deals happening, or do you think it's just one of those things that's going to take a bit of time?
I think it's going to take a bit of time. I think, obviously the transfer market right now has been crazy the last couple of years. So I don't think, Arsenal's ever been the club to throw around a couple $100 million. And that's almost what it takes to get a world-class player these days who's going to have a direct influence on them. I like some of the young players we're linked with always. But, you look at the current state of the team and you miss that Patrick Vieira commanding presence in the midfield. So I would love to see, someone who can step in right away and kind of run the show, but we'll see. Some of those young guys, the thing is you never really know what they're going to give you until they come to Arsenal and have a season under their belt and are able to kind of make a name for themselves in the Premier League. But I would like to see, someone either in the midfield or center back really come in and be able to step up and contribute right away.
Good stuff. Yeah. So we'll find on to the last question. Then obviously fast approaching is the first proper preseason game against Colorado Rapids. What are your thoughts ahead of the game, and do you think it'll be an Arsenal win?
I think so. Colorado's not that great. No, I think, Arsenal, they're ready to go. And this year they've had some time to take off. They had the Europa League final, but obviously, no summer tournament. I think a lot of the guys were rested. So I think they'll come in. I think it'll be your typical preseason game. It'll be good fitness, a lot of young players, but they'll still scrape away a win for sure.
Dillon?
Yeah, that's your instinct has to tell you that Colorado Rapids, not doing great in MLS, and Arsenal, top quality English Premier League team. So whenever they come over here, I always assume it's going to be a victory, but hey, you never know. It's early on. Hopefully you'll have a little bit of a game, so it's not just a complete blowout, because we do want the MLS to grow and people to continue to respect it. But you got to believe that Arsenal's walking away with the W.
Good stuff. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your afternoon or morning. I suppose it is morning still over there. But obviously much appreciated. So thanks, guys, for coming on the show.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. You can check out the guys at VeniceBeachFC on Twitter. I'm sure they're going to send over some samples of those murals they were talking about earlier that you'll be able to check out on the Twitter account as well. But I hope you've enjoyed the show, and we'll see you again very, very soon. And as always, up the Arsenal.